All right, Jeff. The mystery of the tomato is about to be solved. Today we're going to talk about the theology of this tomato. And no, this is not a singing tomato named Bob. Veggie tales, veggie tales. Shut up, Bob. Tonight, Bob's going to learn about the final judgment. He will be seasoned with salt. Bob began his life as a tiny seed. That seed grew into a tomato plant that produced many tomatoes just like Bob. That is the theology of this tomato, that you reap what you sow. Now you may wonder, what does this tomato have to do with our Torah portion? You reap what you sow is interwoven into the nation Israel. God gave Israel the Torah. Obedience to Torah is the seeds they are supposed to sow. When they sow those seeds, God will bless. When they sow other seeds, God will curse. Blessing and cursing is the specific way you reap what you sow applies to the nation Israel. And when you read this week's Torah portion, you can see blessing and cursing. Now you may wonder, what does this tomato have to do with our lives? You reap what you sow is a universal principle that governs much of God's creation. If we sow seeds of righteousness, God will bless, and the harvest will be bountiful. But there's a catch. There's always a catch when you're dealing with a rogue tomato. You reap what you sow is a long-term principle. You may persevere, and it may be years or decades or maybe longer before the harvest comes. There's another catch. Yeah, it's never just one thing when you're dealing with a tomato. Before the harvest arrives, the enemy may throw some rotten tomatoes at you. He may recruit some of his friends to throw rotten tomatoes at you. Even worse, he may recruit some of your friends to throw rotten tomatoes at you. Sowing seeds of righteousness requires patience and perseverance, because sometimes the harvest doesn't come as quickly or as easily as we'd like. But there's a miracle in the harvest. Bob started out as a tiny seed. Look at him now. So fat and juicy. He's going to taste great. When we persevere in sowing seeds of righteousness, God multiplies. A tiny seed produces many tomatoes. A little acorn produces a towering oak. Perseverance in sowing seeds of righteousness transform the world. So what's the take home? Whether you're dealing with this tomato, the nation Israel, or our lives, we reap what we sow. If we persevere in sowing seeds of righteousness, God will bless, and the harvest will be bountiful. All right, Bob, we're done.